On the vlog today, we are talking Friday immersion sessions, and we're joined by a gentleman with the name of Fouche. Hans is an engineer. He builds amazing 3D printers, and he also uses CAD to be able to design stuff that he prints on his 3D printers. The thing is, we wanted to introduce him to Oculus Medium. So we got him into Eden, first of all, to show him how that all works and how he can design stuff to be able to 3D print.
So this is tethered because the brain of this is a powerful PC like this.
Okay.
So I'll show you. Actually combines it with that mesh.
Oh, super.
So you don't have to do any post after this.
Yes.
It's printable straight out the box because this is now watertight mesh, which changes the game completely.
Once Hans had been introduced to everybody, he got himself inside Oculus Medium. And don't forget, Hans is used to using CAD software to be able to design all of his lampshades, etc. So he brought those CAD drawings with him, and we put them into the Oculus Medium setup for him to now play around with, which opened up a whole new world of possibilities for him.
What was your experience today about sculpting in VR? Like what do you think comes to you firstly, why it's different, or is it different to you? Do you see a future in this kind of creation technique? To just chat a little bit about that.
Absolutely. That's why I specifically brought this thing with me, because a CAD is just a CAD. It's not a natural thing. I want to take this thing and just squeeze it a bit.
Yeah.
And with this virtual reality, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
That one-to-one relationship with the model you want to work on is, I haven't experienced that. It's there's no CAD system that gives you that kind of feedback.
Yeah. And I think what's quite interesting is how quickly once you understood press this, joystick this, we went through a few programs and you very quickly could start drawing and sculpting. And I think that's very interesting, because take any traditional CAD package whatsoever, if you chuck someone in there and give them a 2-minute tutorial, they're going to walk up and leave. Whereas I think the difference here is because it speaks to you, to your human level, it's like you're doing this, like you say, it feels like you're holding an object and actually...
Absolutely.
So we hopped in the car and took a drive to go and see his 3D printers and see exactly what he does in his workshop. We started off with his massive homemade 3D plastic printer.
With these big machines with the big extruders, you want to keep the extruders stationary. The design here is X and Y is done there, but Z is done here. And then of course with this machine the big advantage is the granules. And we buy that down here in Germiston at 30 rands a kg. You pay 300 rands a kg for your normal filament.
The reason he uses these plastic granules in such a big machine is basically to make it cost effective to print such big items as these chairs, for example. Another one of his really cool printers is a clay printer, and he started us off by showing us how he mills the clay in this machine.
It's beautiful 3D printing with clay. We all know the normal machines, the temperature, the nozzle blockages, it's finicky, it stinks, it don't smell nice, you burn your fingers every now and then. With the clay, it's beautiful, beautiful. You understand that it's a natural product. They say it's one of the oldest building materials that man as such have used. But the bad thing is, once you've taken it off the machine, you've got to let it dry for 2 days. Then you've got to put it in a kiln, a potter's kiln, take it up to 1000 degrees, let it cool down for another 12 hours. So that's a 24-hour cycle. Then you've got to glaze it, and back to the kiln for another 24-hour cycle. So that's a negative
So the
side.
post-processing.
Yeah,
side
the
is a lot
post-processing.
longer.
His lampshades are incredibly cool, and he's printed some amazing designs as well, all using that CAD software, don't forget. But we wanted to see a little bit more about what he'd really got up to in his studio, and one of the things that he's designed and printed just absolutely really blew my mind, because it has a practical use as well for millions upon millions of people.
Up in Africa and in India, Malaysia, those countries, they say there's 3 billion people that's cooking every day on a charcoal stove or fire.
Yeah.
And the basic is the 3 stone with the logs in like that.
Right.
Very, very inefficient. Cold the filing temperature, lots of nasty gases and smoke.
Right.
You can see this is a double wall.
Yes.
So it's like your thermo flask. So there's a air pocket around the inner thing.
Yes.
So when you make your fire, that air pocket gets hot. And with this thing, you see there's air holes at the bottom into the air pocket here, and here is the breathing holes. So when the air goes in here, the cold air, it gets warmed. Then it goes into there. So you feed the hot air into the fire, and the fire burns hotter. It makes the inner thing hotter. It's like a turbocharger.
That is a truly epic contraption. And if he gets that out into the marketplace, I think Hunter's going to be doing great things with that little stove. And if that wasn't mind-blowing enough, he then shows us cement 3D printing. Have a look.
Put off the next level if you want. And this is cement. You can see this is not just normal cement. You start with normal cement and you mess around and you create. It's a long learning curve. But eventually you get to this where you can do cement.
What Hans means by a long learning curve is basically he started with this cement and he messed around with it to be able to get it to print in layers on top of each other. Except cement's quite squishy, so if you print cement on cement, it starts to kind of compress and go all. And he figured out how to get that cement to stay rigid. Genius. If you'd like to find out more about Hans's work, you can log onto his website at fouche3dprinting.com. That's Fouche, the number 3 and D printing. And we'd like to thank him for coming onto our vlog for our Friday sessions. What an incredible man. If you'd like to join us on the Friday immersion sessions, maybe you've got something interesting that you'd be able to show us, and we might be able to show something interesting to you. Log on to our website at edenlabs.africa, or alternatively you can drop us a mail to sessions@edenlabs.africa. We'd love to have you in touch. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and we look forward to seeing you on the next vlog. Thanks so much for watching.